How's it going, everybody? This is Double Wide 6, and I just bought a new truck. Well, it's not really that new. It's a 2005, but it's new for me. And I got rid of a Ford F-150 and I got a Dodge 1500. So inside, if we take a look in here, you can see it's in pretty nice shape. I'll probably make a little video of this truck and everything for you. But one of the things that the previous owner showed me was a cigarette burn here on the seat. So today's little project is going to be to try and fix that up. One good thing is that normally you don't see this thing a lot because it's covered up with that armrest, but I figured I'd just take the time to try and fix it. I don't want to pay an upholsterer to do it, so I'm going to try and do it myself. There's a lot of little videos on the internet on how to do this, and a lot of times they involve putting some glue in the hole and scraping with a knife some of the velour fibers and kind of packing them in the hole. But I don't think that's going to last too long, especially with people sitting there. So I think a better solution is to sew it up, and that's actually what I'm going to do. So about the only thing you actually need to do this is a curved needle. So I don't happen to have a curved needle, so I figured I'd just make one a little bit. I'm just taking some propane torch here and gradually just trying to curve that needle over. Looks like I got it. So here's a look at the cigarette burn. You can see it's pretty deep. There's a white foam pad in there, and it's kind of, the foam is sort of missing there because it's burned out. So I'm gonna have to put some material in there to fill that in a little bit. And you know, I guess I could just use thread, but I don't have an exact match on thread. In fact, I'm using like a silver grayish color thread, and I colored it in a little with a Sharpie marker to try and get like the right color, because it's kind of in between black and gray. So anyhow, I got my buddy here, Darth Vader, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some fabric from him. And there's 3 different types of fabric on here, and I think this velour down here might work the best. I'm going to fill in the hole with that, and then you know, try and pull the fabric together and kind of sew it in place. A lot of you guys might tell me I'm not doing this the right way. Well, I'm probably not, because I'm just trying to figure out how to do it on my own. So this if you don't want to do this repair, you don't have to do it like me, but this is how I'm doing it. And we'll see how it works out. I'm sure it'll look a little better than what we got here. And if it doesn't work out, all I have to do is take a scissors and cut it out. So nothing ventured, nothing gained. So I've managed to cut this patch, and you can see there's a little bit of foam on the back of it, so that's good. That'll fill that in all right. It's not a perfect match, but it's pretty close. So I'm pretty happy with that. You know, I'm debating if I should cut away the cigarette burn, but I think I'm going to leave it rather than cut the fabric and try and pull it together. I think, you know, with the way that thing's burned into the fabric won't fray because it's melted there. So I'm just going to leave it alone. Alright, so here we go. First thing I'm going to do is take my hook needle and get the knot inside the hole there. So we're going to pull that into the hole, and we'll take a screwdriver and tuck that in. Now we're going to take our patch and just ever so carefully just try and work that in the hole. There's some white fibers with that. I'm trying to tuck them in. Alright. Well, it looks better already. now taking my hook needle and I'm just trying to sew this thing in place a little bit, and this is going to take a little bit of time, so I'm sure I'll fast forward a little bit on the camera. And a little bit of white foam came up, so I'm trying to poke that back down there with my screwdriver. And if I get extra white foam, I guess what I will do is color it in with a Sharpie marker. So just real carefully trying to go around this thing, so it's just a matter of taking my time. And like I said, I think for me this is probably the best way to do it, because if you do it with the glues, it's gonna eventually come undone. So I don't think you have to be a professional seamstress to do something like this. I sure as hell am not. There we go. So at this point I've kind of slowly stitched around the outside, so now that patch is in place. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and start the needle on one side and pass it through to the other. And what that's going to do is it's going to begin to pull the fabric together. So if we start right here, and we'll go straight across, if I can get that thing across there, and we'll try and come up on the other side. And what I found is using a pliers is pretty handy. And if you're going to attempt this on your own, I would recommend buying a curved needle, because mine's continuing to bend. So now that I'm on the opposite side, what I can do is pull a little bit, and you can see how it's pulling the fabric together. So here's a look at the repair after it's done. There's a little bit of what looks to be like white specks, so I might try and touch them up a little with the Sharpie marker. Those are actually from it's shininess from where the cigarette burned the plastic originally, but looks much better than it did. And now that I have it all sewn up, it's not going to tear apart. And what I can actually do, I'm thinking, is maybe scrape a little bit of this velour material and add it in here to color match it. So what I'm going to actually do is take a razor blade and just try and pull some of the fuzzies off this fabric. I'm going to do this for a minute or two till I get a little pile of fiber. And I think I'm just going to take some super glue and lightly glue it on the area. So I used the razor blade and I was trying to scrape the velour, and I really wasn't getting many fibers. I was getting more dust than anything, so I was getting a gray material. What I found is that the carpet underneath the seats didn't have the dust on it like these seats do, and this fiber is different than the velour, but it is the correct color. And I've just been kind of testing this out. If I pack it in the hole like that, you could see it's a real good match color wise. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these fibers down with the scissors and make them much smaller, and I'm gonna put a little super glue here and just glue it in. I think that'll really give me a good look, and it won't just break out because there's something underneath it. So we'll see what that looks like. So we're going to try and apply just a little bit of super glue. our fibers right here. Just going to pack the fiber in there. I just cut it real fine with the scissors. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to let that dry. So here's a look at the repair all done. You can see it looks good. I'll zoom in on it. Yeah, it's still there, but doesn't look nearly as bad as it did, and it's gonna blend right in nicely. And really, I don't think anyone would notice it unless I point it out to them. So I'm pretty happy with that repair, and that goes to show you don't have to be a pro to tackle a job like this. I'm not a pro. I never said I was, and you know, I just wanted to see if I could fix this on myself, on my own, and looks like I'm going to be pretty happy with the result. So anyhow, I'm Double Wide 6, and I got a bunch of repair videos, and hopefully you find this one helpful. And if you like this one, you can check out my other videos. A whole bunch of stuff going on my channel on Double Wide 6 on YouTube. As always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.